Hey guys, it's Jake here at Canadian Cutting Edge. This is what we're looking at today. Flashlight by Convoy. I've done Convoy flashlights in the past. Is it two? Maybe it's just one. One of them looked very much like this, except for blow it up over twice the size. Well, about twice the size actually, about twice the length. Nice big head on it. That was a great flashlight. This is, I'm calling it a mid-size flashlight. My fist goes all the way around the handle part. You just have the beam sticking out there. So, and I've got large hands bordering on extra large. Very comfortable, very aggressive knurling on this 1.5 inch section right here. Get a very good grip of this. It's a tail button actuating, and it's a long throw flashlight that takes a single 18650 battery, way under $30 US, under. So, hey, if you're looking for a long throw flashlight that, doesn't weigh an awful lot, it's actually convenient enough to carry for a long throw flashlight, then this is one I think you're going to want to consider, especially since it's got a truckload of options. Keep watching. Full review coming at you right now. Just to do a slight comparison with some flashlights that you've seen on this channel before, here's the JetBeam K001. So, the main section, the handle part, very much the same. Complete length, very much the same. It's just the bigger head right here. They weigh very much the same as well. But this guy, the beam goes and goes and goes. Here's an Aki. This is one of the first flashlights I reviewed. The head size is not too much different. The Aki is closer to the camera, so it does look bigger, but it is smaller. When I put them side by side, you can see that. But the complete length, the Aki is longer, and a few less lumens and not quite as long of a throw, but this is a good, durable flashlight. I've also reviewed this little guy, this Olight S1 Baton. So that's what a tiny flashlight looks like compared to it. You can clip this onto a hat. This takes a little CRA 123 battery or a 16340. I think you can put one of those in here. May not work. Watch the review to know for sure, but there's a size difference between those two. And there's a size difference from the DN35 from Imalent. These two flashlights, this guy's got a little bit more power. It's got one of those 2600, whatever the exact number is, batteries, the thicker batteries. And, it's a good flashlight, but this guy costs more than, well, I think it's a little more than 3 times as much as the Convoy. The reason I'm bringing all this up is because if you want lots of power, it costs more money. If you want something small, well, it won't be able to do what this big light can do. And if you want to spend the same amount of money, you can get something, that's very much the same, but still doesn't have the same as long throw as this guy does. These are around 1,000 lumens each, 1,100 lumens over here. And now let's just take a look at this by itself. So here's the battery that it takes. It takes an 18650 battery. You can get an unprotected battery if you want to. I tend to prefer the protected batteries. It's got a little chip in it so that it won't overdrain out, or it's less likely to catch fire and stuff. So this one's got built-in overcharge and built-in discharge protection circuit. That's the protection that's on it. I do prefer that. Whatever number of milliamp hours it says on there, it doesn't really matter. You can get this lower milliamp hours or higher. Anything over 3600 on an 18650 battery, you have to wonder if they're lying to you. Just the laws of physics themselves says you just can't fit, much more milliamp hours in one of these things than around 3600. So if you see one of these that says 6000 milliamp hours instead of, here it is, instead of 2400, if it says 6000, they're lying to you. It's not physically possible to get that many pixies into one of these little cans. Okay, here's the light. Convoy C8+. What are the options? Well, first option is the color. This is aluminum. It's anodized. You can get it in this sort of sand color sort of off coppery kind of color, or black. You have noticed there's a little bit of dinging on here because I've dropped this thing and banged it around, and the finish is fairly durable, and it's got an IPX8 rating, waterproof. So the IPX8 is basically at its minimum, it can be more, 1 hour, 1 meter, 1 yard underwater. So it can do at least that. And so that's a good thing. So you got those 2 ratings, and then you've got 4 different options for the little LED chip that's in there. They're all going to be the Cree XP-L space HI chip, but you can get it in any of the 4 basic light colors. You can get this bright, brilliant white all the way down to a warm. I tend to prefer the brighter white lights for a long throw flashlight. And for that, you get the V2-1A or the U6-3A light. And I think this is the U6-3A. And it's awesome. I'll show you some outdoor footage for this. There's not much to know here. There's, all this milling in here is to vent for heat. And this thing, I had it on its brightest mode for an hour straight, just killing the battery. But the heat buildup wasn't bad at all. You could hold it like this the whole time, not a problem. Does it dumb down the light a little bit? Yeah, it dumbs down the light a little bit, but you could hardly notice, over time if you leave it on for, more than 10 minutes at its highest setting. I didn't get an actual technical measurement because I don't have good light measuring equipment, but my guess from my experience, my educated guess is it might dumb down to 900, maybe 800 lumens, over the time if you leave it on high for a long period of time. It's a good light. Long throw, about 150 meters. That's about 164 yards. It does a fairly narrow beam that goes a very long ways, and you'll see that when we go outside. It's got a AR-coated lens, so it's a well-protected lens. The reflector in there is aluminum, and a nice big solid piece of aluminum. So let's take this apart and I can show you these things. There's the chunk of aluminum and how well it's polished. It's polished quite well. There's the lens, and you've got rubber O-rings in there to seal it all off. There's the chip inside. You can see the LED in the middle. So let's put that back together. Nice O-ring there. Seal that up. And then we can take the head off. And there you can see the back of the chips. Well, that's about the best as you're going to see it, I think. So there's the back of the chips. There's the battery. And you can take it apart that way to take out the battery. Or, and again, there's a nice O-ring there for the waterproofness. Use some lithium grease on those threads. There's the battery. That's the best way to take it in and out. And you put the positive end in first. And there's the back of the cap. It's all well made, nice and light. Fast Tech is where I got this. They supplied it at their expense. And wow, I'd buy this full price anytime if I wanted a long throw flashlight, but I didn't want a huge light. I just wanted a nice medium sized flashlight because the price is right on this. It's just a great, great price. So I'll have links down below for Fast Tech that you can get this. That is the best price I found. I looked around on other stores and I just couldn't find a better price. Even Amazon, it's going to take a couple of weeks to get it from Fast Tech because they're out overseas in Asia. But hey, you're getting a very good light. It does not come with a battery, so you got to supply your own 18650 batteries, and you can buy those as well from Fast Tech. Depending on what country you're in, the shipping laws will determine if they can ship batteries to you or not. What's the best thing about this thing? Well, one of the best things is this. I'll show you that screenshot, this information on a screenshot that you can pause and read. I'll do that right now. Okay, so you've seen that. this thing's got 12 modes to choose from. It starts at the first mode where the first click puts it up to 0.1%. Second click goes to 1% light. Next click is 10%. Next click is 35%. The next click is 100% strength of the light. You click it again and it does a strobe, and it's a very fast strobe. And then they've got what is called the biking mode, which is solid light on, and then for about a full second or a second and a half. And then there's, 4 or 5 very quick flashes, and then it's back to a solid light on. And then there's a battery check. What the battery check is, you can get up to 4 blinks, and that tells you how much battery power you have in 25% increments. What that means is, I'll show it to you right now. Let me get up to that, turn it on. There. Oh, it's on that mode right now because it's got memory. Watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4 blinks. I've just fully charged this battery. And so 4 blinks means that it is full power. 2 blinks would mean it's around 50%. 1 blink would be around 25% or less. 3 blinks, it's around 3/4 power. So that's a good little feature without having to give you a screen or anything. Not that many flashlights do that. So that's what the battery check is. But then you've got all these other options here. One of the ones I like the most is mode 11. Mode 11 is you turn it on, it goes straight to 100% if the memory's not turned on. And you've got the option of having memory enabled or disabled. You get to choose that. You get to program it. And so if memory is disabled, when you turn it on, it'll go straight to 100%. The next click would be 20%. Next click would be strobe. So it's the fastest way to get to strobe if you don't have memory on. And that's a good thing. And usually I want 100%. Sometimes I want, less, but I don't want next to nothing. And so this mode 11, very, very simple that way. You just have 3 little clicks and it's a very simple mode, but hey, sometimes you might want SOS. There's 2 modes that you can use SOS. It's just a very, very customizable light. So let's go outside now and see what this light looks like. So low, just to go over everything, and the next, and next, and next, and that's the highest one, I think. And there's your strobe. And then there's the steady on, and then every second it strobes 3 or 4 times. And then we do this one. This is the 4 flashes, and then it pauses. And then we touch it again, it's back to the low light. So those are the different levels. So the lowest light, this might be good inside your tent if you need a little light just to look around without waking everybody else up, or your cabin, whatever. And these other levels, plenty of light. Try to show you how far the throw is, because this one's designed more for a little bit longer throw. And so that fence that you see right there, I'll measure it off, but that's about 30 meters, about 30 yards. And it's about 4 or 5 feet long, left to right. So that shows you how wide the beam is. You can see the bugs flying around. I think you can probably capture them on the screen. And there's that bright, bright level. It just is a bright light that throws a long way. Pine tree way over there. There's another pine tree way over there. That's quite a ways away. And so, yeah, it's got a nice long throw. Well, let's go out this way and see how far we can go down here. So that's all the way past the other side of the house. And that red wall, that's about 70 yards away. So, yeah, this is a very usable light for all that you need to do on sort of a general basis. If you have a specialty need, you get your specialty light. But for the average guy, this thing is going to be quite adequate. Okay, so that's how this light works. What do you think of it? I think the C8 Plus is an excellent choice if you're looking for a medium-sized flashlight that doesn't weigh too much, that has a very long throw, that it's a super capable, cuts through the dark, then I think you should consider getting the Convoy C8 Plus. They also have a C8, so you got to be careful that you're getting the C8 Plus. And I'm just going to list a little bit of information on the screen here, the difference between the C8 Plus and the C8. So you can just grab a read for that, because I just thought of that. I didn't check that out beforehand, so I'll check it out and put it on the screen. So I like that you've got the color options between this cool color or flat black. And, it's a nice little light. I think it's a light that's definitely recommended. It's a light that is comfortable, good grippiness. You can use it for a little bit of defense because it's got that little bit extra protection back here. Oh, it comes with the lanyard, and that's about everything you get. It's nice. It's worth it. So thanks for watching my video. Thanks for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing to my channel. Remember, guys, if you need a light, it's best to be prepared with batteries as well. So get yourself enough batteries and a good charger as well. And I've got some of those on my channel that you can look up too. Thanks again. See you next time. I guess Bandit knew we were done. Bye now.